Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Curveball by G. Today I have the absolutely stunning Dr. Rita.
Hi.
I have to call her doctor. I still do, even as my friend.
I know, I'm like, that's weird. You can call me Rita, it's fine.
I literally think you were saved in my phone as Dr. Rita until like last month. I was like, I think I should probably not do that.
I'm actually like surprised by that.
Dr. Anna was too.
Oh, yeah, but it's so funny because people will call her like Dr. Wilson, but people actually don't call me by my last name. They call me Dr. Rita.
Because your last name is intimidating.
I know.
Say it back for the people.
Well, the thing is, a lot of people, I think they just like get tripped up on it because it's Garabet, but they'll say Garabet or...
I got that one, but Michael's last name.
Oh, Bashura.
Bashura gives me a little bit of it doesn't, but like I get a little bit of hesitation on it. I'm like, oh.
You're not the only one. It's like, I got two unique last names. What am I going to say?
Speaking of that, you're Lebanese.
Yes.
So
yes.
Yeah. So, oh my gosh, she's so fabulous. And also like, how many languages do you speak?
Technically 3. Yeah.
Say hello.
I kind of sound like a second grader.
Tell us hello in all of your languages.
Okay.
Well, hello in English.
Hello in English.
We got that one.
How are you? Okay. Buenos días, ¿cómo estás in Espanol? And then marhaba, kifik in Arabic.
Yeah. So she's way smarter than me.
And I can also say it in French too if you really want.
Go ahead. Okay. Go ahead. Give it to me.
Oh my God, why am I blanking? Bonjour. Well, that's good morning. But there's
I think I got that one too. If we really want to get
that one word. But I actually have a really, really funny story, and my family's I don't know if I should say this on the podcast, but I'm going to. Well, I used to like bamboozle people. I won't go into the reason of why, saying I was from Montreal, and my friends are probably all going to look at this and laugh. But anyway, I used to bamboozle people into thinking I was from Montreal because I had a lot of family from Montreal. And for people who are not familiar, Montreal is the French-Canadian part. I don't really speak a wink of French, but I would
Bonjour, you do,
and try to pretend like I could speak French, and I would like go and bamboozle people into thinking like, okay, I can teach you a word of French. You ready? And they're like, what is it? And I'm like, enchanté. And they're like, oh, what does it mean? And I'm like, nice to meet you. And they're like, oh my God, she speaks French.
What a liar.
I'm just a little bit. But it's the white lies that don't really hurt people.
And then what did they say when you're like, they like, teach me more? You're like,
oh, well, you're going to have to pay me more for lessons. I literally just, sure. Like,
and the businesswoman enters chat. Speaking of business, that is how we met.
Yes.
So we met about a little over a year ago.
I know.
Which is wild.
I know, but it seems like forever.
And she is a reason that my teeth look the way they look. Her and Dr. Anna tag team my teeth, and now I have like my favorite smile.
Everyone's favorite smile, really.
It is a good smile, I feel like. And yours just literally look like veneers, and they're just natural and annoying.
Oh, thank you. It's one of my main selling points, really.
She's like, I'm
the only thing I got going for me. Just kidding. Just kidding. I'll stop with the jokes.
Please don't.
Okay.
Please don't. She also didn't know she's a stand-up comedian. No, but anyway, so you are a cosmetic dentist here in Kansas City, but not originally from Kansas City. No. So how did we end up here?
So I was really doing a lot of thinking about this because this podcast is called Curveball, which is something that kind of takes you in a different direction in life, right?
Right.
Are you familiar with the Matthew McConaughey book Greenlight?
I've not read it.
Oh, okay. It's really good. So it's very similar premise where he kind of talks about how different events in his life not only present curveballs, but he calls them green lights. So
that's cute. I like that.
Yeah. So rather than like curveball doesn't always,
because sometimes it can have a negative connotation, but I think they're positives.
Yeah, but there are definitely positive curveballs. But I think the way that he was saying it, it was like, oh yeah, like a curveball leading to a green light. So that's kind of the premise I'm going to take here. All right.
I love that.
So how did I end up here? Love, truly, is how I ended up in Kansas City. I never would have thought that I was like an LA girl through and through. I loved LA. I was all about it. And my husband now, we had just started dating, and he is a surgeon. And when you're going into surgery, you don't really get to choose where you go. But we thought he was going to be USC all the way because that's where we went to dental school. He got a full ride scholarship to college there. He was a Trojan through and through also. So the day comes in January of 2017, 2016. No, 2017. And he gets an email and he calls me at 6:30 in the morning and I'm like half asleep and he's on his way, by the way, to the residency program that he was supposed to be matching with. And he's like, Rita, guess what? Guess what? I'm like, what? You matched? And he's like, yes. I'm like, USC, yes. And he's like, oh, no. And I'm like, where are you going? And he's like, Kansas City. I cried. Straight up. It was like the worst day of my life. The fact that I couldn't even celebrate him. Poor guy, the things he puts up with. But like, it was literally the worst day of my life. I did not want to go to Kansas City. But I came and visited and I fell in love with it instantly. And I'm so glad that we ended up here because it is one of those hidden gems in the middle of the country.
It's like so small and charming.
So small and charming.
Like me. No.
Yeah. Just like you. But also it's just like the people here, the energy. And I always tell my family, my friends before they come visit, that you just have to come and experience it to really know like the charm that is 100%. Kansas City.
Yeah.
So I'm so happy I'm here. What was the worst day of my life actually turned into the best day of my life. Green light. Curveball.
What a green light.
I know.
I love that.
Yeah.
We're not changing the name of my podcast.
No, I know. We're not.
Sorry, Matthew. So, okay.
If you're listening.
Love that. And now when you started in Kansas City, you were with a different dental group, correct?
Yes.
And then you found Dr. Anna?
Yes. So I was initially working with a corporation, which I will always encourage anyone and everyone to take your own path, right? Dr. Anna had like a very specific, unique, she is literally one in like quite literally a million to buy a practice.
Yeah, she's a unicorn.
Yeah, she is a unicorn. And I'm so grateful to be able to work with someone as amazing as her. So she bought a practice outright, but that unfortunately was not my journey. So I always encourage a lot of dental students to consider working corporate because they will they will help mentor you in a way that, you know, a lot of private practices may not have the ability to. And it's good to get your experience. So I worked for a very famous corporation. Actually, I really loved it. If you go back and through my Instagram, you'll actually see I was very pro Pacific Dental Services, and I still am. Like, I think that, you know, there is a time and a place for that, and it just wasn't for me. And actually, it was when in 2022, like the beginning of 2022, I started to realize, you know, maybe this isn't for me because I was kind of at a crossroads. No pun intended, because we are in crossroads. But
you're so clever.
I try. So, you know, I kind of started feeling like, okay, I don't know if just doing general dentistry is for me. Even though I was constantly hearing my mom planting the seed in my ear, like, you should not be just doing general dentistry. You were born to do cosmetics. You were born to do cosmetics. And I would like fight her on that.
Coming from her, she's stunning.
I know, right? It just makes sense.
She's like a cosmetic dream.
She had been planting the seed for me to do cosmetics. She actually wanted me to be like a dermatologist so I could learn injectables. So that's another
shout out, Melia.
I know, right? And I was just like, no, I'm not going to be a dermatologist. I'm going to be a dentist. And then like I would fight her every step of the way. And then something just clicked in the early.
It's because you don't want to listen to your mom.
No
girl.
I mean, I love my mom. She's got great advice. She always ends up being right, but like
she's always right, and it pisses me off.
I know.
I'm like, why are you always right? How do you always know?
I know.
Some bullshit.
It is.
My mom will text me, do you need something shipped to your house? Yes. How'd you know I was out? Like, why are you watching me?
No, they just feel, which is just crazy. Like, I'm going to be having a bad day, and she just knows. But anyway, so she had been telling me to consider cosmetics, and so I reached out to a recruiting company that my friends also used, and this gentleman linked me up with 3 different practices, and then I see Dr. Anna's practice, and I don't know, I just felt like an energy, and then we were like 2 pods instantly. Like,
you guys are like a match made in heaven.
Yeah.
And like that makes so much sense because one thing we have not talked about in your past is pageantry.
Oh, yes.
And you walk in and like the both of you are just fabulous, and you walk into this like dental practice that is basically like I don't even know what it is, a dream of a place. Like, it's aesthetically so stunning, and then you see the 2 of you and you're like, well, shit.
That makes me so happy because I feel like she always had a vision carved out, and you know, you
fit the vision perfect.
And that's yeah, like I'm not trying to, I think we both needed each other to emphasize our vision. Like, I needed her to kind of give me that place to have that platform to really be my true self. But also I gave her the ability like to feel like her true self also, and just like recreated this brand. And I'm so glad that you're saying that, because that means that we accomplished exactly what we set out to do.
100%.
So that's great.
I don't know if you guys are on the audio version of this or the visual on YouTube, but excuse me. Like what Rita is wearing today is what she would wear to the office. Yeah. And you probably will. You're probably going to go straight to the office and look like this.
Probably. Yeah.
Ridiculous.
This is totally something I would wear to the office.
No, like you guys look like, I mean, she literally is a beauty queen. What were you, Miss California?
Well, I've held several different titles, but
excuse me.
You know,
several different languages, several different titles.
Yeah. So actually a title that I often forget to mention that I did compete in Lebanon, actually, with Miss Lebanon Immigrants, an international pageant.
Super casual.
Yeah. So I was Miss Lebanon, California. That was technically my first title. I did not place in the international, but that's okay. And then I held several different titles within.
I'm sure it was rigged. I'm just
kidding. Actually, they will say that in Lebanon they call it a wasta, which is like it's rigged.
Oh well,
yeah, it's
see,
like
told
fixed.
you.
Yeah. But the funny thing is about this one. Anyway, no, never mind. I won't go into it. But
no, give me the tea.
The funny thing is about this pageant in particular is they did call it a wasta, but the girl that was supposed to win actually didn't win. So like she was actually really upset. But
well, you win some, you lose some, literally.
Yeah, right. Literally. And then I did have several titles through the Miss America organization where I was awarded several different awards, including interview, swimsuit. I think I've won actually every single preliminary except talent, which is kind of upsetting to me because I'd like to think I was talented. I was a ballerina on point, but
yeah. Also, yeah. I was about to say you literally are talented. You're so she's a dentist, and then she's just casually also a ballerina, and now you do silks.
Yeah, I'm an amateur aerialist, if you will.
I'm like, how did you not win the talent?
I think I kind of got in my own head, which is so important not to do in pageantry.
Or just in life.
Or in life in general. Yeah. So don't get in your own head. Like I look back at videos and it makes me kind of emotional because I look back and I'm like, man, I was so talented. But I think there was just a little bit of hesitation, like, oh, there will always be someone better than me. And, I did have people tell me, oh, your ballet is just not strong enough. That is what they would tell you in pageantry. Yeah. Like there was a time I wanted to do a dance to take me to church. So I always I did classical ballet a couple years and I tried to do like a little bit more contemporary modern. And I wanted to do the song by Hosier, Take Me to Church. And I literally had someone with good intentions, but she was just like, yeah, I don't think you have the actual talent to carry choreography to that song. So you should just stick with classical. And yeah, that broke my heart.
And knowing you, I'm sure that ate you up.
Oh, yes.
I'd be like, probably. Yeah. You're like, spirals.
You literally spirals, life crisis, the whole thing. And then my most recent title and kind of the last thing I did before I retired was I was Miss California International 2019. And I got first runner-up to Miss International in 2019. So that was pretty cool.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Amelia just like loved that because she is like a little queen herself.
Honestly, it amazes me that she wasn't actually the reason I started pageantry. I'm surprised I wasn't like a taller than tiara kind of person because it totally fits her.
That would totally fit her.
Yeah.
She walks in any room like a runway show. Well, it makes sense.
No,
actually.
I mean, but truly I inherited it from somewhere. She is the real queen.
She's literally a queen. That first day I met her, I was like, huh, this doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Like, what the heck?
Yeah. You got to be on your best always with
and
her.
I'm definitely not.
No,
like,
you are.
I come in looking like I just worked out or something. And then that's what's also so funny to me. Like I work with you and Dr. Anna and and like I'm such good friends with both of you. And I'm the literal opposite of you. I had to put on makeup today because we were filming. But otherwise I'm in no makeup. My hair is getting to get washed.
But you also know me too. It's like I feel like I do this all the time in the daytime. But at night I can't. I'm just like in sweats.
Yeah, but I never want to put makeup on. And you guys are just like fabulous all the time. And then there's me. It's like the little ugly duckling. I come in and I'm like, hello. I'm G.
I'm their
Who
marketing.
Is this girl? Who let her in?
No. You command presence everywhere you go and you know it. And you just don't need the clothes. You just got this energy and I'm sure everyone around you will agree with that,
Well, that was a very nice compliment that I was not searching for, but I was literally just saying you guys are constant like beauty queens and then there's me. Like if you can see us right now, like I am in like Fabletics little trouser things and sneakers and
yeah, but the leather blazer is a moment.
It really was just because it was cold. It's not even supposed to be on right now. I was going to take it off for the episode, but I'm still cold.
I like it. It's nice.
Yeah, well, thank you.
I might have to borrow it. It's cute.
Anytime. Actually, this is like the sisterhood of the traveling jacket. I don't know how many friends of mine have taken this out of my closet, but so if you want it, you just holler.
I might take you up on that for sure.
Okay, so we have talked beauty. Mm-hmm. We have talked dentistry. We have talked your talents. I think another like a random fun fact about you that I love that I feel like is so unassuming is you literally love screamo music.
I do. One of the best nights, top 5 nights of my life for sure. Right up there with my wedding is going to an Under Oath concert for the first time. Nice. And if no one knows what Under Oath, they're kind of like an intro screamo band. Like I feel like if I were to play them right now, you'd be like, yeah, I vibe. Honestly, they're very good.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know about that, but I do like Seven Dust, who
Seven
you
Dust
also do like.
Yes, I do.
Who you also just did the smile for their lead singer.
Oh my gosh, also another top 5 moment of my life. Yes,
he's so great, right?
Oh my gosh, literally the greatest. The amount of humility, like when you see this person in front of you, I kind of had to like remind myself that I'm sitting with a literal living, breathing rock star. Actually,
it really is too.
Because like the thing is, when you talk to him, he's very humble and just kind of
soft spoken too.
Very soft spoken.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's to protect his voice, but like,
probably. There's probably a method.
There's a reason for it, but I'm sure. But he is just you. I feel like if you didn't know who he was, you might not, because he just doesn't really bring it up unless you bring it up. And I think that's great.
I knew him for like 4 years before I even knew what he did.
I know. That's what I
literally had no idea. I was like, oh, you do what?
And his voice is just beautiful.
It is absolutely beautiful. He does have a really great voice.
Yeah. And he fits the sound so well. I mean, I'm so proud of their band and where they've been going. The 2025 has been such a good year for them, and
it has been.
It's just been crazy that like
now he's got a new smile to rock. Literally and figuratively.
I know.
Yeah.
Pun intended that time. Yeah.
I'm punny. Okay. I'm punny.
Yeah. So what an honor. I mean, my teenage self is literally screaming.
Oh, did you see
screaming
the
in song and screaming in excitement?
Did you see in song? Imagine, oh my God, can we please film you trying to do like a screamo?
Oh my gosh. Well, I definitely, okay, singing is one thing, but this is what people don't realize. So I'm actually really glad you brought this up, because the singer of Under Oath brought this up.
Actually, I've been waiting to talk about this.
I am so excited to bring this up, because like the thing is, people are like, why do you listen to screamo? Like, how can you bear the sound? Well, first of all, the lyrics are poetry. If you were to look into some of these bands, I'm going to use Under Oath as an example, and Seven Dust, but he's a little more.
He's not
like
as much screamo.
Rock.
Yeah, he's Rocco.
Rocco.
He's Rocco.
Rocco. He's more,
what a remix.
He's more like metal, like classic, but he's definitely pleasant to listen to, and you see the vocal talent on the show. But so Under Oath, for example, they've got 2 singers, and people mostly relate to the drummer that's a singer, which is a whole talent in and of its own. But the screaming element too, it takes a whole new different element of talent. Like I couldn't even begin to replicate the sound, and it's just and he also sings too, but like his screaming talent is amazing, and the lyrics are poetry if you really look into them. And the way that he put it is like, we do this because it's cathartic, and that makes so much sense. So deep.
And let's bring this back. You're a ballerina.
I know.
And a beauty queen and a screamo. Just absolute super fan. It's so funny to me.
Yeah. I mean, I could start. I keep bringing up Under Oath because they're very meaningful to me. And we'll kind of get into that a little bit more further down the line on the podcast. But Under Oath is a very meaningful band to me. But there's also a lot of other bands that, I bonded with people over, Atreyu, Escape Fate, Chiodos. I mean, I can go on and on and on. Silverstein. I was actually hyping myself up for my Silks class last night by listening to screamo.
That I'm sure you very much were not doing the actual Silks class too.
Sometimes I'll try to slip it in, but no one humors me on it.
I'm sure it doesn't stick. I can't imagine Silks sticking to that.
Well, I mean, you'd be surprised. Yeah.
No, I meant the girls at Silks.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, well. Yeah. Some of them will. One day I'll get my moment.
You deserve your moment.
Thank you.
But speaking of like, you are very passionate about it, but like, go ahead and get into that. Like, yes. Why? So it does mean a lot to you.
It is a meaningful thing, and not just in the the symbolism of it, and the lyrics and the music itself is good. But the reason that I actually got into Screamo is it's kind of tying me to my brother. So I did have a brother growing up, and unfortunately, he tragically passed away when I was 14 years old due to a motorcycle accident, which is definitely my main curveball. I've been blessed throughout much of my life. A lot of my life has been full of blessings. I lived a very happy life, but when it comes to tragedy and sadness, I would say that this is probably the biggest turning point in my life, the biggest curveball. I don't like to focus on the negative of it. I still keep...
You're very much a, silver lining person.
Yes, I will always try to find the silver lining in everything, and that's kind of how I've lived my life so far. Through his loss, I've made it my mission to educate others on not lending and borrowing vehicles, because he was actually using a motorcycle that he was not licensed to use, and his friends and him, were just having a good time, but you should not be driving vehicles that you don't know how to operate. And actually 90% of motorcycle deaths are from people not licensed and borrowing motorcycles.
Oh my God, I didn't realize
that's part of the reason that I become so passionate about it. And yes, I've had my moment to grieve, but I used that moment and that passion to educate others. And not only did I educate others on not lending and borrowing vehicles, we've handed out scholarships to high school students. In fact, we are about to hand one out this year to the Glendora High School students. So every year since his passing, we've given out $1,000 scholarships to students that write an essay about the topic. And we also...
I didn't know that. That's amazing.
Yeah. So we have a foundation. And then I also used to go around to high schools.
Did not know this about you.
Yeah. I've educated like thousands of students on not lending and borrowing. And also just because I feel like that topic, yes, it relates to me, but there's much more incidents in teenagers who are getting into motor vehicle accidents that are not motorcycles. So I took it upon myself to actually partner with AT&T's It Can Wait. And I used to go around to schools and educate students on not texting and driving as well.
Wow, that's powerful.
Yeah. Yeah.
I did not know that about
you.
So
I took that negative situation and tried to spin it into positive. And the thing that I was thinking about too was I actually started handing out those scholarships as a freshman in college. So I was like not much older than these students receiving that scholarship. So I started pretty young.
That's wild. And like, I think that's one thing you and I bonded over. I still have my brother, fortunately, but I got a curveball hit with mine. For a whole other thing. But, and I feel like that's kind of a little pain point we bonded over. Mm-hmm. But I think, to me, it's nice to see that you have such like not a positive outlook, but like you're so prompted to find the positive, whereas like I'm struggling still to find my positives on that.
Yeah, it's really, really tough, I think, because it's a different thing. And losing someone to tragedy has its own like negative, right? Like you're hit with it all of a sudden.
It's just like a new normal fast.
It's a new normal fast. Whereas something like ALS or other diseases, you're kind of like, it's a slow burn, which is its own.
No, it's brutal.
Like,
it's absolutely brutal.
Brutality.
But I mean, and because I don't want to get into that.
No, I don't.
But no, it's okay. I admire that about you, that you've like. I feel like your entire family has shifted and stayed positive. Like I see your mom, and I think like you guys have each other, and that's so stunning. And I literally am like, I'm so grateful to see that for your family.
Oh, thank you.
And the fact that you've just made such a beautiful life since then, and honor him still is so amazing.
Yes. And so that's kind of my way of communicating with him, right? Is like he used to I'm pretty sure I have ear damage from it. His car was his pride and joy. So he would blast, and he put like a huge sound system in it with subwoofers and all this stuff. You would hear him coming.
That was literally the thing, though.
Yeah, it was back in 2006, 2007. That was it.
That was the thing.
And so he would blast it, and he had this iPod and CDs, this huge stack, and when he had the CDs, and his iPod was like had like so many hours of music, which was like a huge flex for 2006.
Yeah,
right?
you had to buy a lot of.
Yeah, and he would
Gigabytes.
blast screamo music and like Panic at the Disco and like things like this. And I remember he went to a concert and he bought me a t-shirt, and it was a Silverstein t-shirt. And he was like, okay, you like this song by Silverstein. And that was like my first intro into that. So he bought me a Silverstein t-shirt, and it was an Under Oath concert for the same album probably that I went to go see on October 5th.
Oh God, I just got the goosebumps.
Yeah, it's really, really deep. And so I told him, oh, I want to go with you to one of these concerts. And he's like, no, you wouldn't like it. It's too hard. And I was like, okay, so this is how I like celebrate him and remember him. Under Oath was his favorite band, so now they're my favorite band. And the song that they opened the concert with, I might get a little emotional here.
Stop, you're gonna make me cry, and I'm not a
The
crier. We
song
know
that
this.
they opened the concert with was his voicemail the night he passed away.
Stop.
Yeah. And in that song, it
Oh my
says,
God.
Jesus, I'm ready to come home.
No.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I just literally, wow.
Yeah. It's
Holy shit, what a moment.
It's a very powerful moment for me. So thank you, LaJohn, for the best gift of my life.
Oh my God. That's insane.
Yeah.
I had no idea that was the song. I do remember you texting me, but I didn't realize that was like
Oh, it's
the message in the, like, or not a message in the song.
It's a part of the message of the song. And it's just, yeah, it's wild that was, I know it's on that album and it was the 20th anniversary of that album, but for that song to be the opener was just crazy.
Wow, that is wild.
Yeah. I hope one day they hear this, and I hope LaJohn hears this so he can know how much that meant to me.
Oh, that's such a beautiful moment.
Yeah.
You are the strength that you have is wild, and I love that you're still honoring him and doing it in your own way. And,
yes.
And there's just like, there's so many different layers to you, and it's just, I just learned something new today about you. But I mean, like that.
Thank you.
There's just so much uniqueness about you, and I think that's such a beautiful thing. And I feel like we talked on the phone about this the other day, but like your confidence in yourself even is growing like every day. And like we talked about this on a podcast with Jenna, actually, like imposter syndrome, and like all of us struggling with that in our lives, and so many different but like, and not that I don't even know that you ever did have that, but like I feel like since I've met you, I've seen you come into a little bit more of like a strength and like comfort and confidence in yourself and in your practice. And I think it's been awesome to see. And you know what? Maybe didn't you just get a new little baby? Does that help?
Oh,
too?
yeah.
Is she
sad, but my
helpful in
cat
that?
is my identity. She is my child.
Rita's identity just
Bashura.
keeps. Wait, she has a middle name?
Yeah, Artemis.
Oh my
Michael is extra with naming his pets. And I mean, it's our pet, but yeah. So Max, his Pomeranian, was Maximus Aurelius. Oh my gosh, I'm going to mess this up. I'm missing the middle part. And then he has this whole thing, and it's like the one that is loyal to the one true Caesar. I'm like, oh my gosh. So,
that's doing way too much, Michael.
I know, he's extra. But are we surprised? At the same time? No.
Not at all. Not at all. Did we see how he just dropped you off?
Literally. And then, so Aurora is, because she's got blue eyes. We wanted to name her after something with the sky. And then Artemis, the goddess of war, because she's got the zoomies and she is always ready.
That girl zooms.
Zooms. Aurora Artemis Bashura, my sweet
And she's
girl.
your first pet.
Yes.
That is crazy to me.
Yeah. I love her. I know. I don't know why I waited so long, because I've loved animals.
And you've
my
been
whole life.
sending me cat reels and memes
Literally.
since I met you.
Well, yeah. Clo, you know. Clo was like I would ask to come over just to see Chloe.
Yeah, nobody actually cares about me. It's like she's like my version of a baby. Like people are like, can I come see the great white?
No, I would literally tell my God, hey, I had a really bad day at work. I'm going to come visit Chloe. And he's like, okay, no worries.
Forget G. It's just, I'm just here for the cat.
I'm just kidding. But yeah.
Oh, which is why
They're amazing. Cats are truly amazing. I know that I used to kind of, I don't want to say like look down on cat people, but I always thought like,
ouch.
No, I mean,
Says every man and why I'm still single.
I know.
No, go ahead. Keep it in. Keep it in. I will persevere.
But I am a cat person, 100%. Like, you guys don't see me with my child. Like, She is literally my child. Like I like hold her like a baby, and she lets me hold her like a baby, and it's just
Chloe lets me too.
I
And
know. They let us do things. Well, Aurora also is
they're
just like
people.
so
They
good.
let their people.
They let their people. Chloe would never. She went pat pat me real quick, but
She does do that. She's a bapper.
does. She does. She
It's
strikes me. Yeah,
It's literally how it sounds.
exactly.
I've heard it enough.
Nailed
She
it.
doesn't bap me though.
Yeah, well, she does to me. One time I was like talking to you and I was like stroking her and she didn't like the way I stroked her and she's like, pat, pat. I was like, what? I'm sorry. Okay, ma'am. Okay.
So now you're a cat lady too. Add
Yes.
that.
Uh-huh.
Add that to the list of
proud
unique.
cat lady.
Yes, and proud. And proud.
Very proud.
I'm proud that you're a cat lady. I am so proud that you've joined.
Yes, it's a good team.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe who knows? I'll be like a cat and a dog lady. I don't know. Who knows?
Oh,
I love all the animals.
I definitely want a dog. I'm just like too single and travel too much to
Yeah,
have a dog.
I don't think you could right now.
I
honestly.
need like a partner. I feel
No.
like to share that responsibility with. That's like a whole child.
Well,
Like, I mean, yes.
my cat is my child.
No,
I'm like,
yes,
hold on.
but
Just
we
kidding.
we can not have to take them to the bathroom.
Yeah, that's true.
They take themselves.
I know. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. They take themselves. I don't have to, and but she is very dog-like. Like she literally follows me everywhere. Everywhere.
Yeah, that day I had to go pick her. She like tried to sprint out.
Oh, really? That's weird. She usually like stays and maybe.
She loves me. She
Yeah.
wanted to come home with me.
Yeah. See that makes sense. She does love Auntie G.
She does love me.
That's so true.
Not us
She
spending
loves
10
you.
minutes talking about the
Oh,
cats
I
on the
know.
podcast.
I know,
If you
like, there are
only
much better things to talk
if you
about,
only
but-
saw our DMs.
I know they're literally all cats and candy.
Ooh, gushers.
Ooh. I'm a dentist. I should not be talking about candy.
Okay, so what's your favorite candy?
Sour Patch Kids.
Me too.
Wow.
I love me some Sour Patch Kids.
Yeah.
Maybe we could get sponsored.
It's not sponsored yet. Yeah. I would love.
Searching for a sponsor over here on
Ooh,
Curveball.
I need to come up with like a xylitol Sour Patch Kid. Life hack. If you chew gum with xylitol in it 20 minutes after every meal, you're going to prevent cavities. You're welcome.
Oh, well, you heard it here. We're gonna
Heard it
clip,
here
We're going to
first.
clip that and run it back on
Yep.
repeat for you all.
Yes. Life hack.
Maybe we just, now we'll start that business.
Yeah.
We
With
go
dentistry. Oh, wow. What a segue. We're so good at this, man.
We're good. How did we start from cats to candy to business?
To screamo, crying. Yeah.
It's been a curveball of a show.
Very on brand.
100%. We are pretty much ADHD
Yes.
in the most way. So what else? What else you got for me? I mean,
have
like
a ton. I mean,
hit
where do
me.
we go?
Hit me with your curveball.
Yeah.
Hit me with whatever you want
Well,
here. I
so-
mean, we've covered a lot, but like I said, there's so many different layers to you, and I want my people to know my people.
So I guess I'll kind of like start from the beginning. I mean, so I grew up in Los Angeles, California. I mentioned that before. And, the loss of my brother, that was around high school. And then I went to university in Southern California. It's a smaller school called University of Redlands. That was actually, I guess, kind of one of my first curveballs because I always pictured myself being a USC Trojan. I was a very
SoCal girly.
very SoCal girl. I wanted to be USC. Okay. So
Is there
hard.
a reason why? Just because you were from there?
I think I just, USC has like a big network, and that's something that you'll hear about all the time, like in Southern California at least. Like, oh, the Trojan network's so huge and expansive, and if you go there, you're going to be successful. That's kind of.
And
like,
did you know you wanted to be a dentist, or like, is that why you wanted to go there? Or?
Yeah. So I always kind of make the joke. If you're Lebanese, you only really get two choices: doctor or lawyer. So, but luckily, I was really always passionate about being someone in the health sciences. And I never really questioned that I was going to be a health professional. So growing up, I mentioned that my mom kind of like would tell me, you should consider dermatology. You should consider dermatology. And then I went to Lebanon one summer, and I hated the dentist, by the way. I hated the dentist. Hated. I was probably that patient that they would see on the schedule and be like, oh, I got to see Rita today. Oh, God. Actually, every doctor, I'm pretty sure that was what their reaction was to see me. So it's amazing that I ended up in the health professionals realm. But so I went to Lebanon, and my cousin was studying to be a dentist at the time. She was finishing up her dental school. And she said, why don't you come with me to dental school one day? I'm like, okay, I guess. So I did, and that was when I was 16. And she was doing literally like the least glamorous thing ever. She was doing cleanings, but I know.
Well, I did just have one the other day, and it was pretty glamorous
Yeah,
at Seville.
I know, but it's like that is so much of what we do, but it's not like what inspires people usually. Like usually people are like, wow, I got to see like a veneer case now, like things like that. But I think it was the interaction with patients that kind of like curved me into a different direction. So ever since I was 16, I was going to do anything and everything to become a dentist. And then this is another power of manifestation. You ready for this? Because you know how much I'm like about that.
Yes.
I really believe in the power of manifestation. So I got back home and I then got to know, as I graduated high school, this dentist that like married into a family friend of mine, who's actually Michael's cousin. But she was a USC dentist.
Damn it. She got the USC.
She got into USC. I mean, she was like, she's a few years older than me. So she's on her way. She was a USC dentist and she was married to a doctor. And, I wanted to be her. That was literally, I was like, that's how I want my life to be. I want to be a USC dentist. I want to graduate from there. I want to find my husband, who is also going to be a doctor. And that is how I want my life. And I manifested that stuff so hard, I forgot the fact that she actually lived in Kansas City for
Which
a couple
is
years.
So wild.
I know, out of that. So I became the USC dentist, and now I'm living in Kansas City too. And I have the doctor husband. So it's kind of crazy how that works, that if you really want something and you put pen to paper and you think about it every day and you work every day towards it, the universe has a really funny way of bringing that into your life.
Are you a journaling girly?
I used to be more so.
Yeah.
I really have been wanting to get back into it. I used to be like a daily journal girly.
I tried to. I made it one day. Just like 3 weeks ago.
And it doesn't even have to be like a daily journal. In fact, like I have several different other ways that writing pen to paper, like even if you just like focus on that, I think it just brings intention to it.
Uh-huh.
So there's another example in 2017 while I was in dental school. There was a business seminar kind of group that met weekly during one of my semesters. It wasn't an official course, but awesome. It pivoted my life because he told us, okay, write down pen to paper where you will see yourself in 5 years or in 10 years, whatever your plan
That
is.
stresses me out. I have such commitment issues.
I know, but it was just like, okay.
Well, let's be real.
Yeah, be as specific as you can, but like realize that once you write it down to paper and you're going to work towards accomplishing everything that you can towards that goal. Like that's it. And that really changed my life. So it was in June of 2017 and I wrote that I wanted to be, well, may not be in Beverly Hills, but I wanted to be the Beverly Hills premier boutique office where I was going to be doing primarily cosmetic dentistry. And I was hoping to just become one of the top cosmetic dentists in the realm. And I've always had this dream of potentially not only being one of the top cosmetic dentistry people to provide to patients, but also to lecture to dentists internationally. That's kind of what my goals have been. So literally that day, I was like, you know what? He's right. I'm going to start. So I started reaching out to like the dentist at the time who was known for biomimetic, which is like a fancy term for mimicking life. And he's actually a really big time dentist. Most people will know his name. But he was a faculty member at our school. And I literally emailed him. He doesn't know much about all of his students, but I emailed him and I was like, hey, I really, really, really want to be one of the best aesthetic biomimetic dentists possible. And he met up with me for lunch, which is like huge. He doesn't do that with people. And so he was just like, okay, here's what you need to do, X, Y, and Z. And then he asked me to present for his research and then all of this. And that kind of funneled into being kind of shuffled in. And then COVID happened and I graduated in COVID. So that kind of put things on a halt. And I needed more clinical confidence to be able to be that cosmetic dentist. But long story short, less than 7 years, like almost like 5 years on the dot, I started working for a top cosmetic dentist office.
Yeah, wild.
And
now
we
people
opened up the
fly to you guys.
first, I know, people fly to us. And we are the first boutique practice in Kansas City. Proud to be the first boutique practice that offers that. And I would like to argue that I really do think we are the best in this area.
Oh, I would.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I'm humble. I mean, there's always things to learn. I'm not trying to say that there's always room for progress, but yeah.
Yeah, I absolutely would agree with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just crazy how the power of manifestation works. And
Then
then
I need to work on my manifesting.
Yeah, and-
Also very much believe in manifesting, but I have a lot of
just
work
like
to do.
it's just try writing like one pen to paper. I really believe it. It worked for me. And I mean, I never would have thought that this early in my career that I would be in a practice like this. It's crazy.
Well, I'm so glad that you are and that you
Mhm.
were brought to Kansas City.
And nothing's ever a reach, because even if I 5 years prior, like 2017, I thought, okay, maybe this is a reach to reach for this in 5 years, but I did
I
it.
don't think anything is a reach.
Yeah, it's never a reach.
No.
Just if you can dream it, you can do it.
Oh my God. I used to have that like in my bathroom as a kid.
That was my voicemail in 8th grade. I'm not even kidding. Have you ever seen Blades of Glory?
I was just about to say that.
That was my voicemail in 8th grade.
I was literally about to say, what are you, Blades of Glory? God bless. Oh, shit, Rita, you are something. She said, no, that was my voicemail.
Actually legit. Hi, I've reached Rita, and if you can dream it, you can do it. And my uncle used to like quote that. And yeah.
Did you like mean it to be Blades of Glory? Or-
Yeah, 100%.
Okay,
I thought it was cool when I was
like-
13.
I
Yeah.
would have made so much fun of you if
I
not.
I'm surprised I didn't get roasted more for that.
It fits you though.
I know.
Like, it fits you.
Fits.
You're just so goofy.
If the shoe fits,
I
I know.
love it. That is one of my favorite things about you. Is because I'm definitely not normal. So
What like normal isn't fun. So
yeah, what is normal?
yeah, no. Like if
Actually, my mom's joke all the time is she's like, "Why can't they just be normal like us?" And I was like, "If we're normal, God bless." Like, I'm terrified.
oh my gosh. I
What
love your
is normal?
family.
They're the best. Shout out to them. But yes, I have very much enjoyed our year of friendship and
Me too.
working relationship and all of the things.
You've changed my life.
No,
You
say that.
you will permanently be like embedded in my life. Like no matter where life takes you or me, like you're stuck with me, honey.
oh, absolutely. You're stuck with me because right back at you. You didn't just change my smile. You changed my life. No, but I'm so honored to call you a friend.
Same here.
And I'm so honored to watch you succeed and do your thing and to know you. So I am so glad that you took the time today to talk to me and my few followers who we're working on. But I'm very blessed that you came on today. So I
No.
appreciate you so, so much.
I appreciate you and I wish you all the best. And I will always be your biggest fan and cheerleader. Thank you.
I love you.
I love you.
I love you.
I love you so much.
Thank you guys. Please subscribe and follow Rita at Dr. Rita's.
DDS.
Yeah.
Yep. Dr.Rita DDS.
Yes. And at Seville Dental.
Oh, yes.
And don't forget to subscribe, please.